Hi guys, Dr. Mel, and we are busy with momentum. And we started just with momentum, then we moved to change of momentum, and we are now busy with the conservation of momentum, which in the previous lesson we explained in theory. Now we're going to apply this as it's been asked in the exam. Now let's just quickly have a look at the theory again, just a revision. Conserve means keep and it remains the same. So before and after will be exactly the same. It's the sum. That sigma is the sum. That means I'm going to add the two objects before or initial momentum together, and I'm going to add the momentum afterwards or the final together. Just make sure that you write down the equation so that you can actually calculate it. What does this mean? The momentum, it means the mass times the velocity of what? Of P. It's object P, and it's before, therefore it's initial. Can you see there's initial and there's the mass? The same with object Y. Again, the mass and the initial velocity. Then it's being conserved. It doesn't really matter what happens. It can explode and it can collide, but it will be exactly the same afterwards. And that's why we have the final velocity times the mass of P plus it's sigma. It's the sum of the mass with the velocity of Q. Now let's just quickly have a look. I explained in the previous lesson we get collisions. Why am I showing this to you again? Because in this case here, the two objects stuck together and they've got the same velocity afterwards. Therefore, they are moving away together. And can you see I added those two masses together? In this equation, they moved in different directions and in different directions. And what did we say is important with momentum? Because it's a vector, I have to indicate to the right or to east or forward as positive. And that will imply that when it moves in that direction, it will be in the negative direction, and that you have to allocate that in your velocity because it's a vector. Otherwise, you'll have every calculation wrong. In this way, this explanation is a mass is being dropped vertically on this truck, for instance. So that mass will have no momentum in this direction, but both of those masses will be on that truck after the collision. So make sure that you've got the right masses, the right velocities when you do the calculations. In this section, we're going to have a look at explosions, and both of these will be explosion experiments. You're going to have them move away. Do you see the two directions? Or move towards. Can you see the directions? I'm going to say it again. You choose the initial direction as positive, which means the opposite will be negative. The one I want to just quickly alert you to is the one where we use firearms. I've got this bullet in that rifle there, and it has no velocity. It's in your hand, it's not moving. Both of them have a mass, so it's the mass of the gun plus the bullet. Then it gets shot, so there's a force on it. The bullet is going out of the rifle in the positive direction, but the rifle is going in the negative direction. Do you see that? And that we call recoil, which means it's going towards your shoulder or to your body. Important, guys. You'll see here that they'll have different directions. Let's jump to a question. A bullet of mass 20 grams. I don't even want to see you reading further. Immediately know I've got to take the 20 grams to kilograms. Immediately do it, because otherwise you'll forget and you'll use that wrong value in your calculations. How do I take grams to kilograms? I divide by 1,000, which will give me a value of 0.02 kilograms. If you have a strong math sense, you could have written 20 times 10 to the minus 3, which is exactly that answer. But if you're unsure, divide it with 1,000 and work with your 0.02 kilograms. So the bullet has a mass of 0.02 kilograms. The rifle has a mass of 3 kilograms. Assume that the bullet moves horizontally, which is fine. Immediately after the firing, the rifle recoils with a velocity of 1.4. So the mass of the rifle it's 3 kilograms, and this mass is moving backward at a velocity of 1.4. And what do you have to remember? It's negative. Otherwise, you're going to have the wrong calculations. So let's do that calculation. Let's see if we can calculate the speed of the bullet. They asked me the speed of the bullet. Let's do that. The first thing you write down is your equation. This will be given to you on your information sheet. The sum of the momentum initially and then final. I've got the mass of the bullet with its initial velocity plus the mass of the gun times the initial velocity. And be careful, this was 1 unit, so you could have said the mass of the bullet plus the mass of the gun, and we know it's stationary in any case. That is equal to the mass of the bullet afterwards times the velocity of the bullet final. And I think that's what they asked me. What is the speed? So I don't know what that is. Plus, I know I've got the gun and I've got the gun's final velocity. So what do I have? I've got the mass of the bullet. It was let me just quickly see here. It's 20 grams. Just bear in mind, it's not 200 grams. It's 0.02 kilograms. It's got a unknown velocity, and we know the rifle was a 3 kilogram rifle, and it was going backward, guys, minus 1.4. And now I've got to find the final velocity of the bullet, and you can do the math and you should get an answer of 210 meter per second, and the answer will be positive because it's going that way. Let me just quickly show you. If I take this value that side, it's going to come negative, and if I then divide it with this answer, it's also going to be negative. You see, I'm going to get a positive answer. Good. This bullet now strikes a stationary, it gives you information, 0 initial, 5 kilogram block. So I had the rifle here, the bullet's been shot, it is now traveling at, what was it, 1010 meter per second, and it's now going into the block. The bullet is brought to rest, final velocity 0, after traveling what? 0.4 meter per second, 4 meter, not per second, it's not velocity. It is a distance of 0.4 meters in the block. So what do they ask me? They asked of me, calculate the average force. So they want me to work out the force. Now, if I want to work out the force, I usually write down that I know Newton's second law. But I do not have the equation. I know the mass of the bullet, but I don't have the acceleration. How can I calculate the acceleration if I know the following? If I know the bullet was going into the block with an initial velocity of 210 and it stopped, so the final velocity is now 0. I also know it traveled a distance of 0.4 meters. go to your equations on your information sheet and see if there's anywhere where you can calculate the acceleration with. I see this would give me a good way of getting the value to a delta x, and let's just see. I've got the final velocity 0. I've got the initial velocity 210 square. I've got the delta x, which is 0.4. The only remaining quantity is a, and that's what I actually wanted to calculate. So you can do the calculations. You will then find a value of, and see that you work accurately, 55,125. Remember, this is the acceleration. If I took this value to this side, I would have got a negative value, and remember it stopped. So this would have been an acceleration slowing down. What's the unit of acceleration? It's that. But this is not the complete calculation because they asked me to calculate the force. So let's do that substitution now. I'm going to write down, let me just change and rewrite that here. That is what they asked of me. I've got the mass, and I now also have the acceleration. And remember, it's negative. My answer will thus be 1102.5. It's force, so it's Newton, and we know it was slowing down, so it's a negative force. What does it mean? This block is exerting a force to that side to actually stop the bullet inside. I hope you can calculate and see the relationship with the directions. The last question. How does the magnitude of this average force, remember we worked out the force just now, exerted by, see there, block on bullet. I should actually maybe say it's block on bullet because that's what it actually did. How will that force compare to the force of the bullet on the block? Bullet on the block. I'm going to erase that because we actually see the bullet going into the block and the block pushing against the bullet. What's the relationship? They ask me. Is it smaller? Is it greater? Or is it the same? Now you remember we did Newton's third law. Newton's third law says, for every action, there's a reaction. For every bullet going into the block will resist and react. So that will be exactly the same. Your answer will be, according to Newton's third law, that the block and the bullet will have exactly the same forces. Let's do the last question. A bullet moves east. East, can you see there? East, that way. Let's make that the positive direction. And it's currently moving at 480 meters per second. They already give me the velocity. It hits a wooden block, and this wooden block is fixed here, so it can't move. The bullet takes 0.01 second to move through this block, and it goes to the outside with a velocity of 80. Can you see it slowed down? Which makes sense. It hit this solid piece of wood, and it's still moving to the east. What do they ask me in this section? Firstly, as you know, a theory question. They said to me, explain what is meant by isolated system. Remember, we did isolated system when we actually defined conservation. So an isolated system will be no external forces acting on it. No friction, no air friction, nothing else but the forces in the isolated system. Therefore, we conserve momentum. Guys, make sure that you know the theory and that you've got the right words. Meaning, you have to have exact those words. You cannot give your own interpretation. They will only mark the definition that's provided to you. The question they ask me after this is, if the magnitude of the, let me just get back there, the magnitude of the momentum is given to you. So they give me the momentum as 24. What is the mass? But what you do know is the velocity you already have given to you as 480. They now want you to give them a calculation to provide them with the answer for the math. Let's go right into the first equation we did when we started off with momentum. One object, one time. So I've got the momentum. I want to get the mass, and I've got the velocity, which is 480. I do the math, and I get an answer of, it will be 24 divided by 480, which will give me an answer of 0.05 kilogram. It's a scalar, so you don't need any direction. Let's go to the next question. Calculate the average force. It's the net force, so I know I'm going to work with my impulse equation. Exerted by the wooden block. Remember, they gave me the time it's going through the block. So let's just quickly see. I always write down my equation, F net delta T. That, guys, is actually equal to the change in momentum, which you know is mvf minus mvi. What do I have? I already have the time. I know the time is actually 0.01 seconds. I do have the mass of the bullet. I just calculated it just now. I want the force. Let me just write that down. And I have the final velocity of the bullet. Remember, in this diagram, they said to me, it's coming out with 80. So let's go there. It's 80 minus, I have that value. They said to me, the momentum is 24. So I don't have to work out the initial velocity. Now you do the math, and you can now find the F net. That would give you 24 minus that 24. Let me just do that properly. There we have it. Let me do that. This is 4 minus 24 divided by that time, which is 0.01. And if you now calculate it, you'll get an answer of, just see that you've got that minus there. I've got 20 over 0.01, which is a negative minus. Remember, it is minus, it's a negative direction. You need to calculate that and factor that in. That will give me an answer of 2000 Newton. And if it's negative, it will mean to the east. But you've got to rewrite your answer in a positive. So then it's 2000 Newton, but then it will be west. So what is happening here? The block is pushing against the bullet in the western direction with a force of 2000. It takes it 0.01 second to change the velocity of the bullet. Finally, let's have a look at what we've done in the conservation of momentum. You have to be able to state the principle, have the correct words, write it down exactly as it's given to you. Have a look at your textbook, have a look at your exam guidelines, it's given there. Apply that in terms of collisions, in terms of explosions. And then finally, apply that principle. You are going to be able to get the answers for every equation if you just do exactly the correct substitution. And just a hint again, every question that you get an answer for, go back, put it into what's given to you, because you're going to use it again. I hope you enjoy conservation of momentum. Bye bye.